On this vote, the yea 100.
Are they open? Mr. Bouchon. Mr. Bouchon votes aye. Mr. Fitzgerald. Mr. Fitzgerald votes aye. Mr. Carter of Texas. Off no, on aye for Mr. Carter of Texas.
On this vote, the yeas are 196, the nays are 231. The amendment is not adopted. The unfinished business is the request for a recorded vote on amendment number 24, printed in Part B of House Report 118-551 by the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy, on which further proceedings were postponed and on which the ayes prevailed by voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment number 24, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-551, offered by Mr. Roy of Texas.
A recorded vote has been requested. Those in support of the request for a recorded vote will rise and be counted. A sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This will be a 2-minute vote. On this vote, the yeas are 215, the nays are 210. The amendment is adopted. The unfinished business is the request for a recorded vote on amendment number 28, printed in Part B of House Report 118-551 by the gentlewoman from South Carolina, Miss Mace, on which further proceedings were postponed and on which the ayes prevailed by voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment number 28, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-551, offered by Ms. Mace of South Carolina.
A recorded vote has been requested. Those in support of the request for a recorded vote will rise and be counted. A sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 2-minute vote. On this vote, the yeas are 201, the nays are 217. The amendment is not adopted. The unfinished business is the request for a recorded vote on amendment number 35, printed in Part B of House Report 118-551 by the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Waltz, on which further proceedings were postponed and on which the ayes prevailed by voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment number 35, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-551, offered by Mr. Waltz of Florida.
A recorded vote has been requested. Those in support of the request for a recorded vote will rise and be counted. A sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This will be a 2-minute vote. minute. Have all members voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? On this vote, the yeas are 238, the nays are 187. The amendment is adopted. The unfinished business is the request for the recorded vote on amendment number 36, printed in Part B of House Report 118-551 by the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Biggs, on which further proceedings were postponed and on which the noes prevailed by voice vote. The clerk will redesignate the amendment.
Amendment number 36, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-551, offered by Mr. Biggs of Arizona.
A recorded vote has been requested. Those in support of the request for a recorded vote will rise and be counted. A sufficient number having risen, a recorded vote is ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This will be a 2-minute vote. One minute remains. 1 minute.
The yeas are 82. The nays are 343.
Ms. Miller of Illinois. Off aye, no for Ms. Miller of Illinois. Ms. Jayapal. Ms. Jayapal votes no. Ms. Sherrill. Ms. Sherrill votes no.
On this vote, the yeas are 81. The nays are 346. The amendment is not adopted. For what purpose does the gentleman from Alabama rise?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the committee do now rise.
Questions on the motion that the committee rise? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Motion is adopted. Accordingly, the committee rises.
Chair.
Speaker of the Committee of the Whole House on the State of the Union, having had under consideration H.R. 87,
The Chair of the Committee of the Whole House on the State of the Union reports that the committee has under consideration H.R. 8070 and has come to no resolution thereon. Pursuant to Clause 1C of Rule 19, further consideration of House Resolution 1292 will now resume. The clerk will report the title.
House Resolution 1292, resolution recommending that the House of Representatives find United States Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress for refusal to comply with a subpoena duly issued by the Committee on the Judiciary.
The question is on adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to. For what purpose does the gentleman from New York rise?
Yeas and nays.
Would the gentleman repeat his request?
I ask for the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This will be a 5-minute vote. minute remains. 1 minute. Have all members voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? On this vote, the yeas are 216, the nays are 207. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant to Section 6 of House Resolution 1287, the resolution accompanying House Report 118-533, House Resolution 1293, is considered as adopted. The House will be in order. For what purpose does the gentleman from Florida seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I ask for unanimous consent to address the House out of order for a moment of silence.
Without objection.
It was 8 years ago today, June 12th, that a gunman came into the Pulse nightclub, and we suffered one of the largest mass shootings in America's history. 8 years ago today that we lost 49 angels, 53 others were injured, and our happy little town of Orlando, Florida was shattered. We thank the first responders who came to their rescue, our law enforcement, our firefighters, our EMTs, the nurses, and doctors who did everything they could to make sure so many others were able to survive. This tragedy was not how we responded to be defined as, but more by responding with love over hate. And the term Orlando Strong became a moniker that most of us use throughout this region. We had folks by the hundreds coming to blood banks to help donate, folks helping at our LGBTQ center, folks helping the families, many of which were of Hispanic descent because it was Latin night. And of course, we came together as a body here to pass the National Pulse Memorial. I ask that we join for a moment of silence for 49 seconds in honor of those we lost.
Gentleman yields back.
I know it's long.
I'll entertain requests for 1-minute speeches. Gentleman from Texas is recognized for 1 minute. The House will be in order. The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to commemorate the 100th birthday of one of our nation's most revered statesman leaders and American heroes, our 41st President, George Herbert Walker Bush. President 41 was not only a highly decorated combat veteran, but had one of the most distinguished tenures in public service in our nation's history. He lived out his own maxim that public service is a noble calling, and I would add, it's only as noble as the caliber of people who answer that call. Thank God he did. My life, your life, and the life of our country are all the better for it. May his legacy continue to inspire the servant leadership he modeled, and may it remind us that being a statesman and a politician don't have to be mutually exclusive. I'm proud to have served alongside his son, President George W. Bush. I'm thinking of him and the entire Bush family today as we honor one of the most decent, patriotic, and loving leaders our nation has ever known. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from California seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
Gentlewoman is recognized for 1 minute.
I rise to congratulate the University High School boys tennis team for winning California's first ever statewide tennis championship. The Trojans' top-tier athleticism and exceptional motivation led the team to victory in one of the country's most competitive boys tennis leagues. Under Coach John Kessler, the University High School boys tennis team has racked up nearly 900 wins, 18 consecutive Pacific Coast League titles, 8 OHI tournament wins, 15 California Interscholastic Federation Southern Section championships, 4 Southern California regional crowns, and 4 national All-American titles. Their win at the CIF State Championship cements Uni High in the record books and is a testament to the hard work and dedication of the players and Coach Kessler. Congratulations to these extraordinary athletes, their families, and the entire Uni High community on this incredible achievement. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentleman from Tennessee seek recognition?
I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
The gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, last week President Biden signed an executive order to limit the number of asylum seekers that are allowed to enter the United States each day. The policy is far too little too late, but it highlights how House Republicans have consistently said that the president has the tools to close the border, and he's had those tools for 3.5 years now. Instead, the president has prioritized ending effective border and immigration policies over ensuring the safety and security of the citizens of the United States. Shortly after taking office, he ended border wall construction, remained in Mexico, and made many other short-sighted changes. This resulted in more than 9 million illegal immigrant encounters at our nation's borders, an easily expected outcome. Tennesseans rightfully concerned about this catastrophe see right through this election year campaign gimmick and hope for change come November. Thank you, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentleman from North Carolina seek recognition? The gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, by the powers invested in me by the state of North Carolina, I now declare you graduates. We look forward to hearing these words along with, you may turn your tassels. Graduation marks a significant milestone for students across the country, and especially in eastern North Carolina. Having served in the classroom for nearly 20 years, I extend a heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2024 on this momentous occasion. Graduation is not merely a culmination of academic achievements, but a testament, too, of dedication, perseverance, and hard work. You may see an enormous milestone and the achievement in which students are able to accomplish. This is a celebration that's felt by families, teachers, mentors, and friends. Their unwavering encouragement and belief in our graduates are huge. Graduates of Eastern North Carolina, we're counting on you. Go forth now and make us proud. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentleman from Georgia seek recognition?
Ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute, revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to honor the memory of Mr. Robert Lee Herron, a valiant 22-year-old soldier who died tragically 8 decades ago amidst the chaos of the historic Normandy landings, where he made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. With the recent 80th anniversary of the Normandy landings, we remember the brave sacrifices of the great Americans who fought and died to rid the world of tyranny so that we may remain free. Private Robert's sacrifice was recognized with the Purple Heart Award, a testament to his unwavering bravery and dedication to serving his country. Robert is a true son of South Georgia, born and raised in Brantley County, where his family still resides today. With the anniversary of D-Day passing, it is important to remember that it is because of men like Robert Lee Herron that we enjoy the freedoms that we have today. We are eternally grateful for his and all others who sacrificed their lives for our country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentleman from New York seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute and to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As we celebrate Pride Month, I rise to honor the life and memory of my friend, Thomas Errol Gleed, a cherished member of the Buffalo LGBTQ community, a leader, and a friend to many. Tom was a trailblazer. Following a career as a clothing store owner, he spent the rest of his life in public service. He started as an executive assistant to Buffalo Mayor Anthony Masiello, and for many years after, as a dedicated employee of the Erie County Board of Elections, helping to ensure that one of our most cherished rights was carried out smoothly year after year. He was a leader on the Erie County Democratic Committee and the Stonewall Democrats, never ceasing in his fight for equality for the LGBTQ community. Tom passed away on April 28th, but as a reflection of how wide his circle of friends hail from, his funeral mass was not held until May 30th, ensuring that so many people who loved Tom were able to come to the great city of Buffalo to say goodbye. I want to express my deepest condolences to his many friends and his family, his loved ones, especially his longtime dear friend, Brian Ball. May Tom Gleed rest in peace, and may his legacy continue to live on. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Wyoming seek recognition?
I ask unanimous consent to speak to the House for 1 minute and revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentlewoman is recognized for 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to recognize an organization dedicated to promoting oil and gas production in Wyoming over the last 50 years. Western Energy Alliance was formed in 1974 to advocate for small, independent companies as our nation was grappling with terrible energy policies during the oil crisis, and there was a period of conflict in the Middle East in the 70s, a time that is similar today when American energy leadership is so desperately needed. Today, the Alliance continues to challenge Washington's anti-oil and gas policies. For example, the Alliance teamed up with the Petroleum Association of Wyoming to counter plans to close off 2.5 million acres in Wyoming from production under BLM's Rock Springs Resource Management Plan. The plan would starve our nation of the energy it needs to grow. Because of the Alliance, our nation over the past 5 decades has benefited from increased energy production and will continue to do so for the next 50 years. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and with that, I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Wyoming seek recognition?
I move that the House adjourn.
The question is on the motion to adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Accordingly, the House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow for morning hour debate. Let's play some baseball.